Frank Warren says you're the man to dethrone Anthony Joshua in a couple of years from now. What are your thoughts on that statement?
You know, you go back to Mike Tyson days. Mike Tyson getting rid of guys. That's what he's doing.
I'm glad these guys have that confidence in me. I'm looking to prove those words to reality.
You know, that's punch perfect.
Fight fans, welcome back. It's a story years in the making, like so many boxing beefs, beginning in the dimly lit practice ring, where whispers of a wobble fester, growing into tall tales.
Do you remember the old rumour that he'd knocked out Anthony Joshua?
You've been in the ring with AJ, right? I heard you dropped him as well.
The rumour even states that he was potentially knocked out by Daniel Dubois.
Is the rumour true?
Knockout denials, leading to cracked confessions, all adding to an underdog's confidence ahead of his biggest opportunity.
I've got to turn him into an old man in the ring. I've got to put the pressure on him and just unleash everything I've got on him.
Don't disrespect.
You can't intimidate me.
Daniel, don't
Who
disrespect.
do you think you are?
Daniel, don't disrespect me.
Sparring sessions are entirely different from life in the pressure cooker ring, and the timelines of Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois now converge on an unavoidable collision course.
Look at AJ. Do you think he would take one of those bombs? I don't think so. Not what I've seen.
This weekend, it's platinum before iron as the problem child looks to upset one Mike en route to another. But could the former UFC star ruin Jake Paul's plans?
The old adage of sparring is sparring, but what were those spars like? Can you just shed a tiny little bit of light on them? I'm sure he's going to have his say.
Let me tell you something. I saw them knock lumps out of each other, so and that was in sparring. They were very competitive. Obviously, Anthony was ahead of Daniel when they met.
And Joshua, you know quite well, having sparred him before.
Yeah.
There were stories of you dropping him in sparring.
It was good sparring, you know.
Right, then I'm going to ask again. When that jab comes out, it's got to pin back because I'm telling him to come over the top with the right hand. So.
First crossing paths when Joshua turned pro and Dubois was still an active Team GB athlete, it was inevitable that the two beasts would spar.
Good spars, and this whole conversation they're trying to get, he just cracked me with a good shot.
I've read that you knocked Joshua down, and I can't put anybody down on whether or not this is true. I'm figuring that you and him are the two people who know for sure.
I stood on my feet. I don't know where this whole narrative of someone telling my lights off came from.
Is there any truth to you actually knocking down Anthony Joshua in sparring in the past?
Yes, there is definitely truth to that.
Somebody got clipped. Bad.
And they said, quote, you dropped him. What happened in that sparring?
Yeah, that happened. Just say they were good spars, you know. Putting myself well in those spars. Anyone who gets in a ring with me will tell you that I punch very hard.
People who've sparred with Dubois say he hits very, very hard.
Daniel Dubois is one of the hardest punchers out there that I could say I shared the ring with.
He can seriously punch. Probably the hardest puncher I've been in with.
I think he's probably one of the hardest punchers. Him and Moses Atum are the two hardest punchers that I've been in the ring with, whether that's sparring or fights.
I've been in the spars. I have no shame in saying that. Daniel Dubois put me on the left hook years ago. And he was young, and I thought, oh my God, this fucking kid is something else.
Credible eyewitness accounts speak of a solid left hook causing a fumble and a shaken stumble, but no fall, as devious recountings would later suggest.
You already know that's the golden rule in boxing. Don't spread gym rumors.
AJ's chin is fine. However, if you get hit by a massive puncher in the division, you could be in trouble. And Daniel Dubois is a massive puncher.
It's just practice at the end of the day. It all matters when you get inside that ring, when it counts. Sparring don't count.
If they offered you the Joshua fight next, would you take it? Are you ready? And what happened in that fight?
No.
Well, look at this. Anthony Joshua, Daniel Dubois facing off.
Now embellished as a tagline to a September battle in the real ring, the same pro ring where Hrgović could not better Dubois despite their previous sparring history.
You know, speaking of sparring, people that mention sparring me, and look what's happened to them, and they've become unstuck. So I don't want any bad luck to follow me.
About to go the same way, massive right hand.
Everybody's heard that Hrgović knocked out Daniel Dubois in sparring. Everyone's heard of that, right? So let's not go on like it's a secret, because it's not a secret.
This guy is so f***ing stupid. He
mentioned the sparring where he got beaten up.
But anyway, that's sparring, isn't it? It's relevant, really. Relevant. Let's go. I'm ready for a fight.
But that don't mean nothing. Sparring is sparring.
Doesn't matter. It always stays here. You know, and yeah, I think I'm gonna make him quit again.
So, but he was hanging on to that, Filip Hrgović, and I knew that would come back and bite him, and it did.
Mike, that right hand just can't miss, can it? He can't, but he's eaten them so far, Dubois.
Your instruction was clear. Double jab, Daniel. Double jab. And the result was spectacular.
It was like a power punch. Ooh, that was like getting hit with a stun gun.
That's man. I'm retired if I lose to Dubois.
You know, he got caught a lot against Hrgović, but he weathered the storm and broke his heart, gassed him out, and got rid of him.
Daniel Dubois has stopped Filip Hrgović.
How do you beat Joshua? You guys are both on a winning streak and feeling good.
You guys will see, you know. I'm prepared. I'll do it.
What is going to do it is this. It's going to be about the ticker. And Daniel Dubois' mindset, and he certainly showed in his last two fights, his ticker's very strong.
Beating drug cheat villain Jarrell Miller had already swayed media and public opinion in Daniel's favor.
Say to Jarrell, yo, big baby. Every baby has a daddy, and I'm gonna beat you like I'm your daddy.
Hey! We saw it against Hrgović when Hrgović tried to bully him as well, and it's like he's not accepting it anymore.
The referee's having a look. Is Dubois gonna get the leg stoppage? Yes, he is.
So I almost feel like this is a different version of Daniel. And we almost need to remove the Joe Joyce version from us and the Kevin Lerena version, because this guy right now is a top heavyweight, and I think he knows it.
He's boring.
Real has stepped foot into
He ain't no character. He's not.
This ain't about character. I'm no acting character, bro.
Yeah, but
Back in 2019, Bad Boy Miller's antics had already brought out the first personality cracks in media darling AJ.
Number one, Miller's an old I'm knocking the out on June 1st. There's no doubt about that.
Flitting between the smiling Klitschko-esque facade and stay humble memes to a brooding, growling specimen wounded by criticisms from the same people who once professed to adore him.
Fame, backstabbing, criticism. This isn't what's important. What's important is fulfilling the destiny, fulfilling the goal. That's what's important.
Can he come back and win his titles? I think he can. You know, he just needs to get a bit more devil in his work and believe in himself more.
And this has always been my criticism of AJ. You let those hands go, let him go, man. Stop thinking about it. The AJ in that box with Dylan White, I'm like, there he is, but he disappeared for a while.
Bludgeoned him with a huge right uppercut.
Now he's had to go for the flat, go for the stick, get criticised by people like me and you, for him to think, right, you know what, I'm doing this for me.
Stood up and said what he had to say. I mean, basically said to him, if you want it, let's have it now, right now.
Do you want to go now? Let's go.
Relax.
Do you want to go now?
This chair across your face. Don't disrespect.
No, you can't intimidate.
Don't.
Bristling with heavyweight aggression, threatening to smash a chair over quiet Dubois' head, Frank and Eddie licked their lips in anticipation as their warriors unlocked the hyperbolic mean streaks for fight night.
Don't disrespect me on my life.
Daniel looked like he said something and then regretted saying it, like he retreated a little bit.
Both stood up and was like, let's go now. Had a bit of beef. It was good.
You kind of felt it, you know what I mean? He's a man of very few words, but when he does speak, you're kind of like, okay, you kind of take a step back.
Dubois stood up for himself. He didn't back down, so yeah. And that's what we want to see in boxing. We don't want to see rubbish fights. We want to see excitement.
If someone says to you, do you want to go now? It's like that, mate. Yeah. He don't give a who you are. He's going to take your head off.
Yeah, I'm done being low-key. Back then I probably break down and fold up, but that was the old me. They probably think I'm washed up, I'm covered in blood, they know that it's holy. Yeah,
Top dog Alexander Usyk has scorched each of these Wembley headliners. AJ lost over 24 sessions to Usyk, but his second effort produced fleeting moments of success.
And he was devastated, and he's given everything to try and win this fight. He couldn't win the fight. He's a competitor, he's a winner, but this man's too good.
I know people don't want to see a rematch with Usyk because he's beaten twice, but AJ, with experience and performing the way he is, has got a much better chance against Usyk than he did the first two times. So I just don't think Dubois is getting AJ at the right time. You know, he's probably at his best at the moment.
to go. Daniel Dubois' big moment has arrived. And then move the feet into range and then just throw the right hand. Just go for it.
The controversy of Dubois' stoppage loss to Usyk bizarrely raised his stock in some quarters, given the low blow contention, despite the fact that some accused him of quitting.
No, I thought that landed, and I've been cheated out of victory tonight, but you know, what else can I say?
An insinuation that has followed him since a maiden defeat to Joe Joyce in the sterile echoes of 2020 boxing.
But up until that point, the two stoppages where he quit, that's what happened. He was tired and he panicked, I think. You've got to believe in yourself that you can get through that tired period and come to the other side. And now he's done that, he was dominant.
He said it himself after the fight. He said, I am no quitter. I think I shut up all the doubters. He did say that in his post-fight interview.
Dubois dug deep and now reaps the rewards of a huge fight against a man who can empathize with Triple D's struggles to fit in.
And Daniel, do you see the hunger you had at that age?
Yeah, definitely. He's very hungry. People underestimate Daniel. He's a fighter through and through.
Being liked, respected, and accepted are burdens Anthony Joshua has carried after he stood, grinning with gold, on the Olympic podium.
It's myself, really. I'm my own biggest enemy. You know, I'm my own biggest success. So it's just doing my own thing, getting the rhythm right, getting my focus right, getting my mind together, and then I should be putting on a good performance.
Since Tyson Fury's miraculous rise and return, the pressure to perform has increased. Joshua's shot shelling at Andy Ruiz's fast fist has aged surprisingly well, given Ruiz's retained relevance.
And God willing, I know Eddie Hearns, I know he's going to want to do the trilogy pretty soon, man. So that's why I'm trying to stay ready, trying to stay focused, trying to stay busy.
Are there any trainers over here, Tony, that you think might work out? I mean, you mentioned Dave Caldwell a couple of times and how good a trainer he is. Adam Booth there, Ben Davison.
A lengthy globe-trotting search for a compatible coach led Joshua full circle back home and into the arms of Fury's former muse, Ben Davidson.
Incredible. But AJ's come back to where he is now, not just where he is now and about to fight for the world heavyweight title.
Mentally,
yeah.
Joshua seems to have had a new lease of life under Ben Davison. His last fight was pretty good, although albeit against a cage fighter.
The way he did it, perfect. But it wasn't a Daniel Dubois.
No, look, results speak for themselves. Joshua looked better in his last fight. So give the lad credit, he's doing well. So I think it's a good move.
Tactical brainpower mixed with the comforts of instructional simplicity has formed a perfect union.
But the attention to detail they pay, is that something different?
Conversation. That's a whole other conversation.
Were you a bit blown away by what they were doing?
Yeah, to a degree.
I do. I'm really confident in an AJ knockout, being honest. I think that Daniel's strengths play into AJ's hands as well as his weaknesses. I like the fight for AJ.
Head down, blocking out the world, Joshua has escaped from the Ruiz rock bottom through the Usyk castration to rediscover who he really is.
Everything that Daniel Dubois is good at, Anthony Joshua's just a bit better at. So he's a bit quicker, he's a fair bit stronger. Technically he's ahead of him. The only thing I can say that he matches Josh on is his engine and work rate.
Gradually morphing back into the confident beast of old.
We've seen him in that altercation, threatening to throw a chair at the face of Dubois.
Yeah.
I love that, AJ.
Yes.
I want to see more of that.
You know, AJ's been the king for a long time, man. On the night I need to become the king slayer, and that's my goal, and that's the mission at hand. So I'm just ready to go.
When two ferocious finishers collide, chins will be tested. 1 inch taller at 6'6", AJ has rediscovered his jab in recent outings and will enjoy a 4-inch reach advantage. Daniel frequently sampled Hrgovic's missiles and stepped through them, ducking and weaving underneath.
Yeah, but you keep saying he took it well. We're still in the first round. How many is he going to be taking them well in round 6?
But shipping similar bombs from AJ is unsustainable.
He took 45 right hands in the first 5 rounds. You can't take 10 right hands off Anthony Joshua.
You know, Dubois still showed a good chin, but I think walking onto shots like that from AJ, different story.
Right hands that he took from Hrgovic, I would say is a worry. I don't think he will take the right hand from AJ in that sense.
Like Joyce before him, Joshua's left jab is a key weapon, along with the uppercut, to keep Dubois on the back foot. Dubois has shown commendable durability under pressurized combat, and with the wise counsel of Don Charles, patience is required to release the explosive power.
You're not double jabbing, I'm putting that left hand back up. You hear me?
Like any fighter, both can be exposed on an off night. Fragility of chin, engine, and mind linger, but their proactive attributes of speed, power, and ramrod jabs are destined to blend nicely.
Listen to the crowd in here now. I just wonder whether he's just poked the tiger, Daniel Dubois.
In one huge stadium night, with a simple, swift swipe of the glove, Dubois could snatch away everything the old master has worked for his entire career.